Hi there! My name is Amy and I read a lot. Thanks for watching my channel. Today I wanted to talk about book challenges and whether they're fun and helpful or not. So there's been a little bit of talk in the community lately about what makes a true reader and setting book challenge goals on your Goodreads and setting monthly to-be-reads and all kinds of stuff. And people have talked about whether that's helpful to them or not. Whether it's a good idea to set these challenges for yourself to try and push yourself to read more, or that's not healthy because it just discourages people when they can't meet those expectations. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience as a reader and why I find these challenges helpful. So I graduated from my undergrad in 2013 and I thought I would just go nuts and read all the things and be such a good reader now that I was done with school, and I could read for fun for the first time in 4.5 years, so I'm gonna hop right on that. But the thing is, it didn't really work out that way. I ended up getting a career that involved me commuting a lot, and I was stressed and tired, and I just started to pick up really easy forms of entertainment. Things like watching sitcoms and playing on my phone on Instagram a lot. And I just didn't make reading a priority. It's not necessarily that I didn't have time, it's just that I wanted to do quick and easy things more. And then I got back into reading a couple years after that. I started to read a lot again, and it was amazing. And I remembered how much I missed reading and how much I loved books. It's not like I ever stopped reading. I was just reading such small amounts, and I was so disconnected from the community. I didn't know what new books were coming about. I didn't hear about all these new series. Like Sarah J. Maas, I didn't even know who she was. And it was 2015 when all this happened? So I should have definitely known who Sarah J. Maas was if I was involved in the young adult community at all, which I wasn't. And there's nothing wrong with not being involved in the community, except for that was something I used to really enjoy. Back on the horse. I set my Goodreads challenge and I got to work and I started reading a lot again. A lot. And then once I started grad school, I got this fear and I thought, oh no, I'm going to be so busy. I'm not going to have any time to read for fun. I'm just going to fall off the wagon again. It's going to really suck because at this point I'd gotten involved in the Bookstagram community and Bookler, and I was just worried that I wasn't going to get to be a good reader anymore. But it turns out that once you make a habit of reading, you keep reading. Even if you're busy, you carry a book around in your backpack in your purse all the time and you pick it up whenever you have time. And instead of just reaching for Instagram, you might reach for your book. Again, nothing wrong with liking to look at Instagram and Facebook, but that wasn't me. I'm a reader. I've always been a reader. I used to always read at family parties, and I would read in cars, and I would just read anywhere, everywhere, all the time. And because I set those challenges for myself and I decided to be more determined and more active in the community, where I got to see a bunch of other readers setting a really good example for me, I read a lot more. And honestly, I'm happier for it. I'm back doing something I love. I went into grad school to study literature even more, and it was one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life. I have this really gorgeous library behind me now. I have matching bookshelves for the first time in my life. I mean, really, becoming a reader again is one of the best things I ever did. And I am never going to fall off the wagon again, and that is partly due to reading challenges. So let's talk about a Goodreads reading challenge. I'm sure a lot of you either heard of Goodreads or are on Goodreads. It's a really cool website that allows you to track all of your reading, track what you want to read, make individual shelves, participate in polls and gather quotes and be friends with people and start discussions and have reading groups. So it's a huge social media site for readers specifically. And let's talk about the Goodreads challenge. You get to set how many books you want to read that year. It tracks it for you every time you finish a book and put what day you finished it. And then at the end of the year, it does a recap for you, and it tells you what the longest book you read was and what the shortest book you read was. And I think that's really cool, and it's really fun. A part of the reason I have read so many is because I read a lot of graphic novels and comic books, and those are short, and I listen to audiobooks, and I read poetry collections and all kinds of different length books, in addition to, reading massive behemoths for school and reading 700-page novels for class. And I managed to do it all because it's something that's important to me. And the Goodreads challenge, I don't see it as a competition with other people. I see it as a competition with myself. It says, this is how much I know I can read, so let's make sure I'm actually doing that. Let's make sure that I'm spending my time in a productive way instead of just wasting time on Instagram. Let's make sure that I'm actually reading and learning something and participating in a really awesome art form that connects people. And I think that's really important. So I set my challenges low as well. I don't want to be pressured. I don't want to be sitting here in December just reading graphic novels as fast as I can to try and make this goal. So I usually set it for a little bit lower than I think I can handle. So 70 books, I was already pretty sure I was going to exceed that, but I just wanted to, you know, set a bar for myself. Mostly I just like the tracking aspect. And then another thing that I did for myself this year was I made a goal to finish a whole bunch of series, because I have this horrible habit of starting a series and then just like never finishing it, ever. It's not because I didn't like the series, it's just because like either I don't want to end, so I just don't read the last book because that'll stop time from marching forward apparently, or I just get distracted by all the other books out there, so I just don't read them. So I made a goal this year to finish series, and I have it all written down in my bullet journal. I post about it on Tumblr and Instagram and like update people on my progress, just so somebody's holding me accountable for this. And so that's another reading goal that I set. Other reading goals that I've set for this year is I really want to read everything that I can by Neil Gaiman, and I really want to read everything I can by Jane Austen, because those are two authors I really like, and I want to read all their stuff. I want to be like a very small Neil Gaiman expert and be like, yeah, I've read American Gods and all the other things he's written, because I think that's cool. So for me personally, I think that reading challenges are a really good thing to keep you focused and to help you achieve goals. And achieving a goal just by reading is pretty fun because it's something you already enjoy doing. I don't think reading challenges are good if they make you feel stressed out. It shouldn't be stressful because of expectations. You shouldn't force yourself to try and read really fast if you're not a fast reader. I happen to be a pretty fast reader, but I know lots of people who aren't, and that's fine. As long as you're enjoying it, take your time. Just make sure you just keep reading and make it a priority in your life, and then you can, you know, achieve your wildest reading goals. And I think that's pretty cool. So that's my opinion on reading challenges, but what's your guys' opinion? Let me know in the comments below. I'll leave my social media links and everything as usual, and I'll be back with you soon with a new video, but would love to hear what you think on this topic and about how reading challenges have or have not worked for you, so let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. Bye!